Hey everybody, it's Glenn back in this video with the WWE Elite Collection Series 29 Flashback Andre the Giant. Yet this ain't no ordinary action figure review, it's action figure evolution, where we enter a toy time machine and travel back to trace the various action figure incarnations of one particular character, or in this case a wrestler, and what bigger one both figuratively and literally than Andre the Giant. Kicking it off with the very first one from 1984 with LJN's Wrestling Superstars line, and starting here means the only way is up. The likeness leaves a lot to be desired and zero articulation, making me believe that if ever a figure was rushed out to capitalise on a hot rising property like the WWF was back then this is it. I was 8 years old back when this was released, and even at that tender age, I'm sure I could have taken my Play-Doh and near matched the sculpt. Yet nostalgia can count for a lot with these old toy lines, and ones in good condition can go for a surprising amount on eBay. The key there is good condition, as these figures are made of rubber and the paint rubs off surprisingly easily. At the very least, it represents some bang for your buck, as with these you get a serious hunk of rubber. It's a hefty one, so beyond slamming this into your other Wrestling Superstars figures, you could break a window with this. Sorry, Mum. Or give your kid sister brain damage. Sorry, sis. Before LJN's Wrestling Superstars line came to an end in 1989, they squeezed out two more Andres, one with shorter hair and a final one with the signature singlet. Then in 1990, the torch passed to Hasbro. Their WWF figure line ran until 1994, but it was the very first series that gave us another Andre the Giant action figure. Compared to the LJN one, it's much smaller in scale and made not of rubber but hard plastic. And the cartoonish style of the line is something you'll either love or hate. Personally, with the late 80s, early 90s wrestling entertaining my child's mind with broad, colourful characters, then really what better style to render the action figures in than a cartoon one. Beyond the distinct style, the line was also characterised by the action moves. Here with Andre we get the Giant Jolt. Yep, that's it. Calling that an action move stretches the meaning of those words to breaking point, but then for the later years of his career, that move pretty much sums up as much as Andre could do in the ring. The year this figure was released, 1990, saw Andre's last match in the WWF, and sadly a few years later he passed away. With his passing, he became the first inductee into the WWF Hall of Fame, and fast forward to 1996, and the WWE action figure license was taken up by Jakks Pacific. And with Jakks, this Andre figure appeared in a WWF Legends line, clearly trying to tap into nostalgia by featuring other wrestling personalities from over a decade before, such as Jimmy Superfly Snuka and Classy Freddie Blassie. If I'm honest, I have a soft spot for this one. If we consider in style Hasbro's version as cartoonish, then I feel like the style of this one is more comic book. I imagine instead of facing Hulk Hogan in the ring, Andre had battled the Incredible Hulk in the pages of Marvel, then this is how Andre would have appeared. But perhaps it's just the comic book fan making me like this figure, as although the packaging for the figure trumpeted Series 1, I guess the popularity was just not there, as Series 2 never came. Of course, later Jakks would perfect tapping into the main vein of nostalgia with the WWE Classic Superstars line, which ran for a whopping 28 series. But it had most humble beginnings. Instead of taking the plunge and diving in, Jakks just dipped their toe into the water of the collector market with the first series in 2004. So not quite yet fully committed, they simply stuck an Andre head on a previously released Big Show body. In my mind, as I would think with most, Andre is best remembered in the black singlet with the single diagonal strap over the shoulder. So to see Big Show's singlet here with Andre's head is a bit jarring, and it's funny to me as many have often considered the Big Show in the shadow of Andre's legacy, and here by this strange twist of kit bashing, his body became a mindless vessel for Andre. Yet in spite of this figure's oddity, it had nearly been a decade in between Andre action figures, so I guess Beggars couldn't be choosers. Of course, the line was a huge success, and by the time Series 6 rolled around, Jakks took a second, more committed stab at Andre the Giant, resulting in him appearing in his signature ring gear. It's the Andre the Giant action figure I wanted the Series 1 to be. However, problematic for me is Andre's nipple. The inclusion of that small detail has ensured I squirrel this figure away in a drawer, as when I first got it I proudly displayed it on my shelf, and I swear his nipple followed me around the room like an evil eye. If you collect wrestling action figures, especially Jakks ones, look at them and count how many have nipples. In my collection, this is the only one, so I'm not sure why Jakks decided to give this Andre that level of detail. I mean, other than it being a pact between Jakks and the devil to possess my soul with its demonic stare. Series 6 Andre was quickly followed in Series 7 by the young Andre the Giant. So young, I guess he hadn't yet grown nipples. Seriously though, this harks back to the era of the first figure we looked at, with the hair bare bunch afro, and it represents an era before the meddling Bobby the Brain Heenan had got his claws into Andre, so compared to the Series 6 one, we got a smiling face sculpt. Then from young Andre we go back to the future with the next one. I got this in the Classic Superstars 2-pack with Hulk Hogan, which was an exclusive to Argos here in the UK, but may have popped up in other places too, as it does seem to be the most abundant Andre figure if you search eBay. Compared to the Series 6 one, it has a more dynamic body sculpt that does Andre some favours, in that his pecs outsize his gut in a way that they never did in life, and as Classic Superstars was winding down, the same figure returned in Series 26, this time as the Giant Machine, complete with a fabric removable mask. But pray tell, just who was the Giant Machine? Da, da, da! It's Andre. Who saw that coming? Giant Machine pertains to a time when in the storyline Andre was suspended, so to bypass the suspension, he returned to the ring under a mask. In 2010, the license passed from Jakks Pacific to Mattel, where it resides to this very day. As an equivalent of Classic Superstars, Mattel launched WWE Legends, yet to much less success than Jakks. Perhaps after 28 series of Classic Superstars, nostalgia was wearing out. Even with the increased elite articulation, Mattel only managed 6 series, with the last one ending up heavily reduced in discount stores. With Mattel's Legends failing at retail, Andre the Giant appeared as the first in a short-lived series of online Legends exclusives. In comparison to the Jakks one, Mattel's Andre typifies that company's approach of taking a more realistic rendering. Of all the Andre figures, this one best captures Andre's physique and posture, barrel-chested, and unashamedly has a bit of a gut. Plus he also comes with a fabric singlet, which is a nice touch. Mattel's Legends didn't last long as an online exclusive, and in fact the last one, Miss Elizabeth, ended up being folded into Mattel's Elite Collection as a flashback figure, which is how we continue to be drip-fed Legends, usually 1 or 2 per series to this day. Which brings us back to the WWE Elite Collection Series 29 Flashback Andre the Giant. Exactly the same as Mattel's Legends one, except for a stubble deco on the Legends Andre. Plus with the new one we get an Afro accessory. Has an accessory ever been more bizarre? So we can remove his singlet, attach the Afro, making this a 2-in-1 with the older and younger Andre. And poetically, this brings us full circle to the very first LJN Andre the Giant action figure. So if, like me, you're a big wrestling action figure fan, please show your appreciation by giving this video a big thumbs up. Also remember to comment, share and subscribe. Click this video for the previous episode of Action Figure Evolution. Alternatively, check out the description beneath this video for links to my Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Click those links and connect with me there too. Hope to see you in my next video. Bye.